Hi again. Welcome to Blip on the Radar. I'm Mark Palermo. It's been a long time since I recorded my last video. I want to let you guys know I missed talking to all of you, although I did not miss any of you as people. Today I'll be taking a look at the horror anthology, found footage horror anthology. That's a different thing. VHS. For those of you who are too young to remember, VHS was the predominant video format before, DVD and streaming and whatever. It looked like this. You got these things. You see, VHS is scary because it's got these two spindles here. It's like two eyes. It's scary. Like they should make a sequel to this called Beta, because Beta's only got the one thing here, and it's smaller. So the Beta sequel would be more miniaturized and cycloptic. The anthology film has a long history in horror, going back to Mario Bava, to the British Amicus films, Creepshow 1 and 2, Cat's Eye. VHS is a way to bring these things kind of to this new style of filmmaking with this new generation of filmmakers. The title of the movie is spelled V/H/S. And in the English language, when you use slashes, it's a way to not have to settle on a particular term. So it would be VHS, meaning value / half price / savings. I have no idea what that has to do with this movie. And there have also been a lot of found footage movies. Just this year we've done Project X, Chronicle, The Devil Inside. A lot of people are tired of these, but I feel like VHS sort of reinvigorates this style of storytelling. What doesn't quite work in the film is actually the connective tissue. There's some setup about criminals who go around taking girls' shirts off and recording it, and then selling these tapes, and they're hired to find the VHS tape. The structure of the movie is basically them watching all these crazy found footage tapes. We're never really sure, why they're just kind of sitting around watching all these things. It's kind of the movies within that make it work. The short stories themselves are often quite imaginative. The first one I think is the best of them. It's called Amateur Night. It's directed by David Bruckner. This one's about this group of 20-something guys who go clubbing, and one of them has a camera installed in his glasses. They take some girls home. One of the girls may be crazy. There's a real sort of creepiness to this one. I actually feel that Amateur Night, of all the stories within VHS, may kind of be referenced in the future as sort of like this horror classic. The second segment is called Second Honeymoon. It's directed by Ty West, who's the best known director here. He did House of the Devil and Innkeepers. I don't feel that this is the strongest segment in the movie. I think it would have stood better on its own than within the course of this movie. It's the only one that doesn't involve a supernatural element. VHS as a movie is kind of like pushing the limits of scariness that I feel like Ty West's more restrained style doesn't quite fit in. It has some good ideas in it, but they're played in a little too low-key of a manner. I'm always interested in what West is doing. I think I like his movie Cabin Fever 2 better than he does. Tuesday the 17th, directed by Glenn McQuaid. The third entry is probably the silliest of them. I thought it really worked. I think it's a fun 80s throwback. Kids on Vacation. Seen some crazy slasher alien shit. And this is an example of how the movie takes advantage of the found footage format really well, using video static to kind of reveal monsters within that. It was after this Tuesday the 17th segment that I was thinking, wow, this movie's really kind of got some fear of women going on. But then as the movie progressed, I realized that it was more than that. It was actually, in a much more egalitarian sense, a fear of relationships. Don't just be scared of women in your life, be scared of all your friends. Stay at home, but don't watch VHS tapes. Have some soup. The fourth segment is directed by Joe Swanberg, who's one of the kind of big guys in this mumblecore movement, which I guess is about actors who mumble. And this segment is pretty effective. It's a Skype conversation between a guy and a girl that goes to some pretty twisted places. But again, it's kind of an issue where you're not quite sure how this premise of VHS is quite working together, because why the hell would someone have a Skype conversation on a VHS tape? 10/31/98 is again about some 20-something guys. These ones are invited to a Halloween party, and the house may be a little more haunted than they thought. So we've seen so much crazy shit happen by this point that it doesn't quite work as I think it might have on its own. For me, the best segments are 1, 3, and 4. For an audience that watches a lot of horror movies and that is jaded on what horror can offer, I think that there's actually some pretty scary stuff in this. It's a fun movie. I don't know why this found footage movie hasn't gone wide like The Devil Inside or like Project X did. I think this is actually a great movie to see with a big crowd. It's available on iTunes at the moment, and I guess it's getting some kind of release pretty soon. I'm giving VHS a rating of 8 out of 10. For Blip on the Radar, I'm Mark Palermo, reminding you that if you don't want your life to be like a horror movie, never do anything.